Hey, Gabriel here with the Icon Capture GPS Intelligence Brief for May 27th, 2026. All right, commercial research analysts and business development leads, we need to talk because this is one of those boards where if you only look at the opportunity count, you are going to misread the market. Here's what I want to do with you today. I want to walk through the new opportunity flow, the legislative and executive movement, the regulatory and court signals, and then, bottom line, what this means if you're actually managing a portfolio right now and trying to decide where to lean in, where to stay patient, and where you may be kidding yourself. Before we start, this is the last brief before this terrain window narrows. 0 seats left in the GPS portfolio realignment review. 3,872 fresh solicitations. Pursuit portfolio realignment. That signal is what opened this session, and it will not repeat the same way tomorrow. Code GPS 282 at the-icon.ai capture. Now, let's read the board. So let's get right to the facts. Over the last 168 hours, GPS surfaced 3,872 new opportunities posted on SAM.gov, 3674 legislative signals, 0 federal hiring signals across 0 agencies, 18 C-SPAN captures, and all of that is happening while market BCL is 0%, with 0 agencies stalled under the continuing resolution. In the last 168 hours, the opportunity flow was impressive, hitting a total of 3,872. This surge is a clear indicator of the current market's dynamism. However, if we hone in on the top opportunities, such as the multiple award schedule and the award notices N66026D055 and N60126D062, there's a curious lack of specified amounts. This absence can indicate either a strategic withholding of full data or a pivot towards more flexible contract structures. Analysts tracking the capture ticker will notice this trend and recognize the underlying shift from sheer volume to nuanced quality opportunities. Accessibility in the market is currently a double-edged sword. On the surface, 372 opportunities might suggest a healthy, open environment for engagement, yet the zero count in hiring and business-to-commercial linkages, BCL percentage, implies a bottleneck in translating opportunity into tangible business outcomes. Commercial research analysts will see this as a signal to dig deeper into the strategic alignment of resources, particularly in sectors where the executive and legislative pulses are most active. The board's message is straightforward. While opportunity volume is plentiful, the path to access remains constricted. For business development leads, this means leveraging tools like the Capture Terminal to sift through the noise and identify where strategic partnerships or agile pivots can turn volume into viable contracts. Understanding the interplay between opportunity flow and accessibility will be key to capitalizing on this current state. Turning our attention to secondary signals, the absence of terrain holes and court opinions is noteworthy. While the surface seems smooth, this lack of legal and logistical friction could suggest areas of market mispricing. Where there's no litigation or regulatory upheaval, there may be undervalued sectors ripe for exploration. For those reading the market, this is a green light to explore strategic expansions or investments that others might overlook. The silent landscape in hiring and lobbying activity could be a double-edged sword as well. On one hand, it indicates a period of stabilization, but on the other, it suggests a lack of aggressive market maneuvering. This quiet could be a strategic pause or merely the calm before the storm of significant policy shifts. Commercial research analysts should watch this space closely, particularly for sudden movements that could indicate new policy initiatives or shifts in funding priorities. For business development leads, this means keeping an eye on the undercurrents. With no lobbying clusters making waves, it might be the perfect time to position ahead of legislative changes that could disrupt the market. Those who read this tape know that the absence of overt signals doesn't equal inactivity. Instead, it highlights potential for smart portfolio moves, especially in emerging sectors that benefit from the current regulatory lull. The current market landscape for GPS technology sits at the intersection of heightened federal demand signals and ripe commercial adjacency potential, driven by seamless data synthesis and resilient system theories. As industry leaders, you must ask, how are we leveraging zero-agency stalls and clean terrain data to optimize our commercial strategies? What shifts in system theory can be anticipated for future growth? How do we maintain a 0% BCL while expanding our market reach? The conviction is clear. The strategic alignment of federal demand with commercial opportunities is not just advantageous, but essential for sustainable expansion and competitive edge. Last thing before I sign off, and I want to be direct. Zero seats left in the GPS portfolio realignment review. When this window closes, the syndicate that Turkey justified it moves on. Tomorrow's signal will be different. The next session will read a different board. If the brief we just walked through gave you a reason to act, now is the time. Code GPS 282. communities.theicon.ai/capture the-govcon-elite. 6.4 million records. 4 verticals ready. Provenance traced from bill to award. Like and subscribe if you're managing a federal grant, research, GovCon, or commercial portfolio. I drop a new GPS brief every weekday. All links, terminal preview, Shipley sessions, live cohort calendar, and the full brief are at communities.theicon.ai/capture/the-govcon-elite. Register free and it's all there. This is Gabriel. I'll see you tomorrow. Just a quick note. You will be disconnected in